not a good place to hide your porn mags, guys. Honestly, only this series can get away with it, where it's making shots at Talavru, having some little jokes about Assassination Classroom, and then talking about porn mags all in the same episode. Yes, I am still talking about Gintama, this crazy ass fucking series. So funny enough, which I'm actually doing with this episode, and I was like thinking, oh, are they actually going to do like 2 stories in one? Like, one thing that you guys are just new to watching Gintama that you got to find out is that a lot of these are just really one-off little chapters that they're doing. So it's just like, oh, you know, here you go, here's like a little weird chapter here, here's a little weird chapter there, and they're just adapting them and just making them into silly, stupid shit, and that's just what the honestly these were. Like, the first one was like Tsukio, and people know Tsukio's my fucking favorite character. She's like my favorite girl in all of Gintama. Her art, like, is just absolutely amazing, and honestly, like, Yoshida in Flames is fucking amazing. The arc that she started, you really need to watch that. That is an amazing arc. Not to mention as well, that's one of the only few times, apart from like the Gintama movie there, where you get to see Gintoki go fucking in and go against odds that are just beyond his fucking capability, and it is sick. The one thing I just liked about this, like, we got to see more of their, like, comedy side, like, because most of the time we see them just, like, kind of, like, flirting here and there, because they're definitely, like, more of the couple that's been set up throughout the series. I liked it that they would, like, actually try to teach that kid, and it was like, oh, let's teach him about the Sengoku area. And, like, I like it that Gintoki said at the start, you do realize, like, the entire, like, Sengoku shit never really happened because our timeline was fucked because aliens came. I liked at the start, he just broke the fourth wall, with, like, he just said it, like, just so casually. He's like, you do know time is fucked up, right? Like, everyone's different and shit. And I just like that when he was going through that shit, it's just like, he just expanded it and just made it into the most stupidest, goofiest shit in the world. It's like, oh yeah, they use microwaves and it's fucking gorillas, and it's just like, even the Joker say, like, calling, like, fucking Gintoki Koro Sensei for how they are there. And you see, like, Gintoki tend to Koro Sensei, like, one part of it from Assassination Classroom, which is a nice thing. See, they do stuff like that that isn't in the manga, and they add it in, and it just adds a little chuckle, extra little laugh here and there. It's like, oh, I know that series, like, I know that, or like, that's the sort of things I like about Gintama. It's like, when you definitely know something about, like, what's going on, it'd be like, yeah, that's fucking cool, I really enjoyed that. And then overall, it was just, everyone just got involved. Even his fucking mom got involved in the end. It was just like, oh, this is just so stupid. The second one is just a complete and utter, like, taking the piss out of To Love Ru, pretty much. If people know, I kind of like To Love Ru, but I have to admit it's pretty much just porn at this point, which is like, no shame in admitting it's pretty much porn. Like, at the start, it was a nice little love triangle, little harem thing, and now it's just turned into the most edgiest fucking thing in the whole fucking world. Honestly, like, when, like, the whole thing of them is hiding porn mags, because it's like, Fred's like, you gotta hide these from me because my, like, fucking family's coming around. It's like, he just gives them, like, shit ton of volumes of, like, To Love Ru, and Shinpachi's like, what the fuck do I do with these? How do I hide these away from my own sister so you don't see them on the perv? And then just Gintoki is the worst advisor ever. He's like, no, let them out in plain sight so people would know about this shit. It's like, you could trick them and, like, start making them into fucking dominoes and shit, and just, like, make your whole room like a fucking dungeon and shit like that, so it looks fucking okay with the rest of the stuff. It's like, had, like, Shinpachi tied up. It's just the most insane shit, and it's like, I just like that there was just so much shots about this and saying, like, you know, oh, you know, like, Gintoki even says, like, what would women know about that To Love Ru greatness? I'm like, oh my god, like, it's like, even that is saying, like, Shinpachi, you're such a scrub that poor man can't do it for you. Not to mention as well, Young Jump is not enough to please you. It's like, what the fuck? Like, yo, you need some Tokyo Ghoul or something in your fucking life, Shinpachi? That'd be some fucking help to you. Like, just stuff like that, where you just know a lot of this stuff. Like, if you didn't know any about this, I think even regardless if you didn't know about any of these series that Gintama normally talks about, like, most of the time, I think even regardless of that, it's still fucking hilarious. It's still top fucking quality, and it's just amazing. That's, like, one thing I really want to go through when I keep talking about these episodes, is that this stuff is so fucking funny. This stuff, like, other comedies fail at just, like, having a fun, like, having a blast. Most animes are, like, trying to really I mean, the whole point of Gintama is comedy, serious action, and sad stories, all trying to meld into once. And then when you get these nice little episodes like this where are just funny and just enjoyable, it just meshes, it just mellows just so well with the rest of the story. Not when you get like fucking stuff like there was that really fucking shit fucking anime like about the fucking demon, and it was just like him being a politician. It was like I don't fucking remember, guys, but I remember it. I didn't fucking like it. And I know like I got a lot of shit for it because apparently people really liked it. I mean, honestly, it's like the series just does it so fucking well. It just doesn't have to force itself at all to be anything but it is. Like it's there to be funny, and it's funny. When it wants to be serious, it's there to be serious. It just does it all smoothly, and it just does it fucking tip-top condition, and I love it for that. Regardless of what, great episode, loved it. I'm gonna give this another one an 8. I thought it's funny. Yeah, probably a little bit weird for people thinking that, why is this split up into like 2 parts? It's a bit weird, but regardless of what, let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you thought about this episode. But that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.